Unfortunately, the Hungarian government has not complied with the vast majority of it, both the recommendation and the judgments, and specifically the most substantial ones. On the contrary, in this new mandate of the European Parliament, we see on top of the non-compliance with these recommendations and judgments a number of worrying developments, further undermining the values of Article 2 of the EU Treaty, which is the basis for the Article 7 procedure. And I will mention only a few of them. The National Sovereignty Act has been adopted with the establishment of the Sovereignty Protection Office aimed at the preventing of combating of foreign interference. While this aim is in itself legitimate, we see in practice that the office is targeting journalists and NGOs who are monitoring compliance with EU law. It is problematic that EU funding is apparently perceived as foreign interference and that this objective seems to be merely used to crack down on civil society. Then we see many developments regarding the judiciary, based on a recent agreements with courts where the very necessary raise of salaries for judges and their staff was coupled with a significant number of reforms that may endanger the independence of the judiciary. It is very rare that judges take to the streets and protest. And that they did that in the recent months shows that they are worried about the necessary independence to do their work as a guardian of the rule of law, including compliance with EU law. In his speech of 1 month ago, the Prime Minister announced further plans to restrict civil society activities, in particular the right to assembly, which also endangers the freedom of expression, core values of the EU. And this is a very serious development. And the first victim will be the Pride that is banned by a new law affecting the LGBTIQ community, which is already heavily under attack. In order to ensure the right to assembly and make clear that the EU is ready to defend the EU values, this delegation has sent a letter to the European Commission urging it to ask for an interim measure at the Court of Justice in the pending LGBTIQ case, to get a ruling from the court in time so that the Pride can take place lawfully and peacefully. We plan to draft a new interim report where we will draft our findings and recommendations, partly also based on the meetings that we had the last days, and these will be discussed and adopted by the European Parliament probably after summer. And we will debrief the ambassadors quite soon after this mission in preparation of the hearing that they will have in the context of Article 7 end of May.